Yep, Killbat's working on his refinery in the same style as Trianis is doing for his power plant. His power plant is nice. I think I showed it in the previous episode. Oh yeah, there's a question about the particles. That is what Eddie. Oh my god, it looks like a freaking webcam or something. That's what Eddie's been working on. It's like the things called he called it the cube of cubiness. It's pretty awesome, I gotta say. Even though he's using very simple materials, but he's something pretty cool with it. So getting back to the project, what I want to do is, a while ago, I blocked out this, which is going to be my flesh tree. And it's actually a little smaller than I wanted initially. So what I'm going to do is make it one block wider on all sides than this. Essentially, it's going to be like an arm coming up from the ground, which I'm going to change to different textures. Going up here, I would like to try and extend it. So it looks kind of like fingers are coming out from the sides, and find some way to put these blood leaves on it, so it looks like an actual tree as opposed to just a hand. So it's a tree, it's a hand, it's both. Let's see what I can get to. Yep, a lot of people are recording today. What was that over there? Is that oh, that was a horse's tail I saw out of focus. Alright, okay, so I picked up some quarried stone also. I think I may get to that later on. First, let's take a look. Oh, actually, I want to show you this too. I've been looking through some Galacticraft stuff, and this is something I found which is actually kind of interesting. If I didn't have a jetpack, it'd be even more interesting. But if you take this thing called a grapple, pretty easy to make, right-click on a block that is somewhat easy to get to, like there, with string in your inventory. Oh, messed. It basically acts like a hook shot. Unfortunately, you can't really hold it as far as I know. Yeah, and it's not the greatest thing, but for like getting out of tall canyons, not terrible. Unfortunately, it does use up string every time you use it. So if you bring a good supply of string, not bad, and it has a lot of uses. There's like over almost 384 uses when you first make it, so kind of cool. All right, so as you know, there are actually, I believe, there's technically 5 different textures of bloodwood. There is this. Actually, that's the wrong one I'm looking for. What I want to do, because you see how this thing is angled, so it looks like it has an outside part and an inside part in a way. You got the border on one side. What I want, yeah, that's what I want. I want this part, this sort of exposed, gnarly-looking part, to show on the outside. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way, because the logic of this thing will always try and make it go to the outside. Fortunately, once it's placed, it will stay like this is what I want. I want this texture. And once it is placed, it will stay on that texture. So let's say if I went like that, I went like that. See, yeah, it tries to make this thing go on the outside in a way, which is not what I want. I want it to look really cool. So that's going to take me a while to get it settled. The other texture, main texture, is just the outer bark in a way. Is just this thing is. I'm not even sure I'm actually going to use this texture because this is kind of interesting, but not really. This is normal bloodwood, I call it, and this just turns into planks, just as the other one does. But planks are the planks. It won't look quite like a tree if I use the planks. Oh, you know what would help? If I had an axe for this project. There we go. I could use the lumber axe, but I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to use this sapphire axe. By the way, those of you looking for sapphires on the server, you may have difficulty finding them because everybody has been very helpful in helping me fulfill my vision. I will show you my vision in a little bit of utilizing sapphires in the science building. So I went back and forth. Well, I initially wanted to use lapis, but they made the point that lapis is actually a fairly useful material for some mods. So it doesn't really work out as a building material. Let me try this. Nope, that didn't help at all. Yep. Okay, so what if that's not working? What if I did this? No real point in using my silk touch, and the manual's a little bit faster. Oh, okay. So Eddie's sleeping. No, that didn't work either. Shoot. Okay, so this is just going to take me a while to get this thing blocked out. I'm just going to make a basically a column of these blocks when I get a chance, and I'll be back once I get that all set up. Hello again. So I'm back, and I did a pretty good job, especially just a lot of trial and error. I didn't really want it to be uniform. I wanted it to look kind of jagged, which is fortunate because that's basically what I got. I wasn't really clear on okay how the logic of these blocks work, but I was able just to sort of randomize it. So I got a lot of different kinds of textures all over the place. Put a couple more maybe here and there. A lot of this is just sculpture, not artwork. As Tim Burton once said, and he was referring to cinematography, he says it all begins with the art. So, in addition to the bloodwood, I'm also going to use this stuff, flesh, and from Biomes of Plenty. If you harvest a flesh block in another with a normal pick or anything, it will give you 4 flesh bits, and those make those into blocks of flesh. But if you take a silk touch pick, it will turn them into just normal blocks, and that saves you quite a bit of time. I think that was actually the reason I made a silk touch pick to begin with, was I wanted flesh. It is again. It's now almost it's almost Thanksgiving, and I've been planning this tree since Halloween. Sorry, it took me a while. I could have done my due diligence and gotten it done for Halloween, but I really was not in a place to make a flesh tree at that point because various reasons. But it's getting done, and it's going to look cool. I believe Darslin is planning on doing something interesting with the Nether portal, so this is going to go very well with that. Nether portal is, of course, right over here. We haven't figured out what to do with the EP3 portal yet in terms of placement. Here's the issue. The way Enhanced Portals 3 works is different from EP2 in one important regard. When you add portals to the network, you have to break the DBS or block or dimensional bridge stabilizer and relink all of the pieces, which means you have to have a secondary way of getting to each of the dimensions. So we can't just remove the portal. Now, yes, we could just use one of the other portals that are into Nether. I know of 2 off the top of my head. Zersos, the one I just appeared from, is one of them, and I believe that 8-Bit Evolution has one too on his island. So we have ways of getting to Nether. This looks a little pink for me, but that's kind of the point. I want it to look like, well, flesh. And that's what we got. So we got to figure out a way to do that that doesn't involve me fixing things over and over again. Because if I were to make it now, which I kind of want to do, Kilobet's having artistic difficulty. If I do it now, I would have to redo it once we get to... Oh, it sucks. Oh, she got into the Nether and got killed by a phantom, which is basically a collection of particles. Kind of sucks when that happens. Ouch. Alright. So this is going to be the hard part, and I have not done this in creative mode, so I'm just going to have to wing it. I want to have this look like a hand, and that's going to be tricky for a number of reasons, one of which is I'm up in the air. It's probably be easier if I was doing this in creative mode. I'm tempted to do it in creative mode just for the sake of making it easy, but I'm trying to do this as legit as possible. As you guys saw in the last little segment there, I haven't been completely legit because I lost all my stuff and I had to spawn back in all these lovely Manuelan tools. Which oh. Sorry, I thought you were a zombie. Yep. Trying to figure out the hand. Yeah, Killer Bad's having artistic difficulties, so he's come over here to try and figure out how to do his thing by looking at my art project. That's cool. All right, so I'm thinking a combination of flesh and these bloodwood logs. Let's just try doing it. So I think the thumb is going to go over here. See how that looks. I'm just winging it, but with a jetpack. I'm making a joke because Killer Bad and a lot of the other guys have wings from extra utilities. I'm the one of few guys who's still using a jetpack. I think even Triana switched over to using extra utilities wings. He was using the mechanism backpack for a while. Okay, so that kind of works. But if that's going to be that, it means the level of the hand is going to be here. I'm going to go back and replace all this cobble with either bloodwood or flesh once I get around to it. But for right now, it's just uses as scaffolding. I thought about maybe putting in those bone segments from Natura that I spawned in another, but it just seemed like kind of a pain, and I had to rip off part of the tree in order to have exposed bone. As cool as that would be, I'd much rather do what I'm going to do, which is going to be kind of interesting, and I'll show you fairly soon. So if that's you imagine that this is the, I guess the, sorry, I'm looking at my hand here. This is the right hand, palm up. The other fingers would be maybe here. That kind of works, yeah. Again, you're gonna have to use your imagination because there is no way of me making a believable hand here. I'm just having to do the best I can with the materials I have. That one kind of looks kind of crooked. Let me just try and fix that a little bit. There, 1, 2, 3, and so try and give him. I might as well give him 5. I mean, I could, go more demonic and have him have less than 5 fingers, but I think it looks a little more creepy. It looks more like a demon, based on a human hand. Actually, that looks more like a thumb that way. No, I gotta take that down. I want the pinky to be bigger than the thumb. That would not make sense. Ugh, no, it still looks too big on that side. And unfortunately, I have to land in order to get down. I have to land in order to cut the bloodwood because this stuff is actually tougher than normal wood to chop. I could actually I don't have an hatchet. The only hatchet I have was the one that I gave to Mountain Dew and Fluffy Puma for cutting down their tree, which I'm really pleased that Mountain Dew was able to turn into a 1.5 treehouse deck. Really like that idea. Okay, this kind of works. It's not perfect. You know what? I think I might add, because I don't like the fact this is like unsupported, but one like there. And you put that. I don't know about that actually. Yeah, I don't like that one. That it makes it look less like a finger. I'm giving you the finger. Well, many actually. Yeah. I think it doesn't look perfect, but if you use your imagination, you can kind of see a hand in there. Yeah. What do you want from me? This is the best I got. All right. Let's put maybe like that. Might help a little bit. Okay. And is that the wrong? Yeah, it's the wrong level. Okay, so I want them to be approximately the same level. So kind of. Yeah. Okay, I can live with that. And let me cut off this one here because it looks a little too blocky. Alrighty then. And actually, this one too. Let me try that. Yeah, okay, I like that. That I can live with. Let's just replace these blocks here. Let's see how this turns out. So it looks like a palm, pretty much. Well, it looks like a palm from there. And it kind of looks like, well, it looks like a crown from this side, to be honest. It only looks like a hand if you see it from like over here, and you're like, wait a minute, that looks like fingers. Oh, it's supposed to be a hand. That's what it is. It's not a hand. It looks like one, but it's the best I can manage at the moment. So one thing I wanted to do with this, and I think I wrote the correct material, is I wanted the fingertips to be on fire. So I'm just going to put some netherrack on each of these. And this is the reason I'm using bloodwood, as a matter of fact, is because bloodwood is fire resistant. And I don't think I brought a flint and steel. Nope, I didn't.